All right, back again with another episode of Roofer Reflections. We're excited to have Ryan back, Ryan from the Sales Transformation Group. So Ryan, thank you for coming back.
Thanks, Tots. Good to be back with you.
Tell me about the last couple of years. What's it been like for you?
It's been interesting. I think that every entrepreneur has journeys and ups and downs. I think for me, I've found, um, and it sounds kind of crazy because like you always know this, but you have to have a good product to sell, and you don't want to sell a product that's not a good product or a service. And I think that when you're starting something from brand new and the identity of the company or the products and services are changing a lot and you're still selling, I think there's some damage that could be had. And I think that like that's the challenge of a brand new business, right? And I think that anybody who is especially a first time entrepreneur, they're going to be easily distracted, or they're going to have to make some of those decisions that they'll look back and say, man, that was an expensive mistake. And so for me, I think that these last couple of years, marketing and sales is something I like to do. I think I teach people how to do it. I'm pretty good at it. But the reality is every contractor, every manufacturer, every supplier, every tech company, we all can't lose sight of what's important. We have to focus on what's a client experiencing when they work with us. You may have good product, good content, good material, but if your communication's not good, or if you're reactive or slow or unresponsive, people are going to feel your brand in a negative way. And I think that in today's world, to have something that's going to last, you have to have a great service or product that is built on a customer first experience. And you can have, great salespeople all day long, but if you don't have that, what do you have?
Yeah, you've been doing sales for a while, so you understand sales. Where did you find like the biggest opportunity to improve the experience?
I didn't start out with my company with, hey, I'm going to assign a coach to you. I was kind of the coach, and then I migrated to a group model with courses, and then I did some events. And so I kind of created these like experiences, and then had great content, and then leveraged like the network. And then I created more of a dedicated coach experience. And what I failed to do was like really nail what their expectations were when they're working with a client. So it was very subjective to that professional coach. That for me is the big one. It's like, hey, let's define every single milestone in the journey. Let's define what it needs to look like, what it doesn't look like. Let's set deadlines and tasks, just like a project would be done for roofing. Like you have timelines and deadlines for project completion. Same thing with STG. And then just more time with our coaches, giving them mentorship and guidance. So structure, communication, those are the big key components. Communicating better, structuring better, and then having a defined customer experience that everybody goes through that's of high quality, that there's something that checks and balances to ensure it's getting done. Because at the end of the day, someone's not buying a friendship, right, with us. They're buying a solution to a problem. They're buying growth and performance when they work with us. So how do we align everything on the back end to optimize for sales growth for our clients? And I think that's kind of what happened is like I've sold like close to 1,000 companies on the STG in the last 8 years, but definitely got too far away from the customer experience than I should have. And so that's kind of what I'm focusing on now is like, all right, let's roll up our sleeves. Let's do some really good work. And like, let's just keep focused on the customer, and, sales will come, as a byproduct of that. You hear people that say like, they're not big scalers of their business. They're like, yeah, we just get word of mouth. And you kind of like, one side is like, oh, that's a joke. Like the entrepreneur, the business person should never rely on that. But the other side is like, man, it's nice when you do good work and people talk about it and you get another customer because of that. That's actually really cool.
So for the last couple of years, you're in touch with a lot of contractors. What have you seen? Like, what are you seeing with contractors? What are they talking about? What's top of mind?
Yeah, I mean, you got AI. That's really top of mind. Like, it's crazy uh, for those who are working on AI, what's possible. And I think there's, 10 years ago, there would be like, oh, there's another CRM company at the trade show. Oh, look at another CRM. Now it's like, oh, look, there's a new AI company out there. There's a new AI company. It's so cool. It's like its own category, just like CRM was. And yeah, that's what I'm thinking. You got to jump on and navigate that world. There's some partners out there that I would recommend for that, for specifically for the industry of essential business roofing. Private equity is another big one. I think that some of those deals aren't maybe working out the way people thought. So I think some are doing pretty good, some are not. And I think it's still pretty early, and everybody's like, okay, look at this this little baby run, walk. Look at him go, look at him go, look at him go. And I was like, boom, like some things are falling. Like, man, this may not work. I think that those are, yeah, that was almost at an unsustainable pace of acquisitions. It's like, is this really how fast it's going? It can't last, So I think that those two things are really interesting. I see that, HVAC, who have been bought by private equity, a lot of it's been purchased by private equity. There's companies that have completely shut down, or their businesses or their units or their locations are way smaller. And I just don't think that, I think that there's still this disconnect between private equity, the operators, the people that they bring in, and the on the feet on the ground operator of the contractor. And I think there's still like a figuring out of how to make the both of those work in actual reality. I think everybody can talk their way around it. Everyone can sound completely like competent in it. I definitely think that the entrepreneur themselves has to be better than ever. I think that they have to be better leaders. They have to be better at picking the right partners and vendors. They have to be better at technology and marketing and sales and operations than ever. They need to be aware, like they need to be savvier. And I think that for people like me, it's exciting because like we got to level up too. Like, we're pulling the market up, but there's also clients that are like, you got to catch up. And I'm like, you're right. Like, dang it, we got to get better. Like there's this, it's everybody's getting a bit better. The private equity thing is not crushing on all fronts yet. Like there's definitely some that are not working out right now, but where I'm going with this is just overall the industry is becoming more sophisticated and developing, and it's super fun to be a part of. It's not what it was like 10 years ago. So you got to be a better entrepreneur than ever, I think.
I mean, you talked about AI. What particular applications of AI you think are the most interesting for roofing?
I think the most immediately interesting ones are like revenue supporting operations. Like it's like becoming a utility. If you're going to pick AI, I do think you need to pick a partner who has really, really good code and really knows what they're doing, because it can't break on you. When you have AI answering form fills and setting appointments, or nurturing your list of people in your CRM to try to reactivate them, or like it needs to be really good, because I think you're going to be able to start to tell what's kind of generic AI stuff or what's like really, really hyper personalized. So I think that like speed to lead, scheduling appointments, communication, reactivation, closing out proposals, getting referrals and reviews. I think those things are really, really cool. Like it's happening. I would say that those are the big ones. And I think just like the next one that's interesting to me is like agents that can do other things other than just that customer facing activity, like agents that are able to do other things in the business. That's just wild. I'm still figuring that out. I like the virtual ride along tools, or like the Plod tools that you could put on your phone. Could take notes in the field when you're having conversations with people, or on the roof, or with board meetings, whatever it may be. And it could do so much with Plod and create action items and next steps that could be communicated to estimating or communicated to production. So I think those types of things are interesting to me right now. And I could be like talking at such an elementary level, and I'm no expert, but it's definitely something that's got my attention. And I just would focus on that. Focus on your customer, and can AI help with that? What can I do to incorporate AI into the business? You're going to see more names and faces pop up, and I don't think all of them are going to be really great. So you're going to have to just sift through them, pick trusted, vetted partners, but it's changing the landscape of everything. So, yeah.